Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to the session. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. Okay, so good evening and welcome to the session. I hope all of you have enjoyed the celebrations of Holi, and meanwhile we can start today's current affairs. So for at least 3-4 days, you have been there. I hope you have been going through newspapers because some of the important news articles have been coming then also, although it was time of festivals. So not major things, but yes, some important topics were there in the news in last 3-4 days also. Okay, I am good. So tell me how was your celebration? Good evening, everyone. Good. Okay, so let's see the topics of the day. If you look at the first topic, we have this one term which is there in the news. This is called as birefringence. Birefringence, it is basically a science related terminologies, and this was there in the Hindu newspaper of today. Okay. The second term which was there is on the front newspaper itself. On the front paper itself, we have this one news article where US has started attacking on the Houthi rebel groups of Yemen. So that is one of the very important news in the newspaper today. And the third important thing is mangrove cover in Tamil Nadu. Now, so we have seen that the mangroves cover have almost doubled in Tamil Nadu in the last 3 to 4 years. So that is one of the news article which we are going to see. The fourth one is this Chandrayaan 5. So recently this Chandrayaan 5 has also been approved. Although there is not so much of detail of it, but we will try to revise back once again what has been there in Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3, what we are planning in 4 and what in 5. Okay. And then we have this one mains related article. After a very long period of time, there is this one article about India and New Zealand relations. Okay. You rarely find this in the IR related section, or you rarely find this in the news articles. But yes, now there is again a revival of trade agreement, trade related talks between India and New Zealand. So in that context, we will discuss about this India-New Zealand relations also. So these are the topics which we are going to see in today's session. Now, before we go into that, let us discuss some of the questions. So this was the first one. How many of the following islands are present in the Indian Ocean? This is the first question. How many of the following islands are present in Indian Ocean? That is your question for today. First question, how many of the following islands are present in Indian Ocean? So what will be the answer? Good evening. Okay, one answer as option number C. That is only 3. Okay, anyone else? Don't know the answer. Okay, see, if we look at this question, first in saying Agalaga Island, Diego Garcia and Assumption Island. If you look at this part, you will find that this Agalega Island is here. Diego Garcia is also here. Then we have this, even this Assumption Island is also near this part only. So Assumption Island is part of the Seychelles. Seychelles is there in the Indian Ocean region. So Assumption Island, Diego Garcia, and at the same time we have Agalega, that is there in Indian Ocean region. Malta, it is there in Mediterranean Sea. So here this Malta option is incorrect. Malta option is incorrect. Rest all three are correct. So answer will be only 3. Coming to the next question, consider the following pairs. Rathapani Tiger Reserve, Guru Ghashidas and Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve. So where they are located? Rathapani Tiger Reserve, it is given Madhya Pradesh, Guru Ghashidas, Odisha, and Dholpur Karoli, Madhya Pradesh. So what will be the correct answer here? What will be the correct answer here? Good evening. Only 2. The question is asking how many of them are correct. We have this one option. Rathapani Tiger Reserve, it is given Madhya Pradesh. Second is saying Guru Ghashidas, it is given Odisha. And third is saying Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve, it is given Madhya Pradesh. See, why we have taken these topics? There is a reason behind it. They are one of the recent tiger reserves. We have got the 58th tiger reserve now, and this is Madhav Tiger Reserve. So Madhav Tiger Reserve, which is there in Madhya Pradesh, this has been declared as the 58th tiger reserve of India. Now, if we look at the current, in the recent times, the different tiger reserves which have been declared, there is Rathapani also, there is this Guru Ghashidas, Tamod, Pingla also, and even Dholpur Karoli. So Dholpur Karoli, it is there in Rajasthan. So this third option is incorrect. Guru Ghashidas, it is there in Chhattisgarh. Guru Ghashidas, Tamod, Pingla, it has been declared as a tiger reserve, so it is part of Chhattisgarh. And Rathapani Tiger Reserve, it is there in Madhya Pradesh. So only one is also correct here. 2 and 3 are incorrect. Okay. Third is also incorrect. Second is also incorrect. Guru Ghashidas is there in Chhattisgarh. This is the 56th tiger reserve. 57th was again your we have got this Rathapani Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh, and now Madhav Tiger Reserve, which is there in Madhya Pradesh again. Okay. Now coming to the next question, you can see these are the important tiger reserves. Ranipur Tiger Reserve, Uttar Pradesh; Virangana Durgavati Tiger Reserve, Madhya Pradesh; Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve, Rajasthan; Guru Ghashidas, Chhattisgarh; and Rathapani Tiger Reserve, Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Now, this is one of the question. Carbon markets help in reducing greenhouse gas emission by allowing entities to trade emission allowances. Carbon trading creates a financial incentive for industries to adopt cleaner technologies and reduce emission. What will be the correct answer here? This is question number 3. It is assertion reasoning type question. Carbon markets help in reducing greenhouse gas emission by allowing entities. 3, okay, option number A. Anything else? A option. So that is correct also. If you look at this, it is quite simple, a straightforward question. It is a straightforward question. Carbon market help in reducing greenhouse gas emission. How do they help in that? Okay, because carbon trading creates a financial incentive for industries to adopt cleaner technologies and reduce emission. So both A and R are true, and R is also the correct explanation. It is explaining that why companies are adopting this, or why carbon markets are useful in reducing the emissions. So all these are correct. Okay. Now we have this one terminologies. This is one of the terminologies, birefringence. Now this is one term related with physics, optics in particular. You all have gone through optics, and there is one thing. You may have gone through a property called refraction of light. There is one thing called as refraction of light. Refraction of light. Okay. Now this refraction of light is as simple as this, that if there are two mediums, suppose this is a rare medium and this is a dense medium, so light was supposed to go like this, but instead it bends. Okay. So it happens due to the density of the medium. There is a change in density of the medium, and this causes the change of the direction of the light. So this is refraction, and all of you have read about this in class 7, 8, 9, 10, that there is a refraction of light. When the light is moving from one medium to another medium, then due to change in its velocity, there is a change in the direction of the light, and that is what we call as refraction. Then what is birefringence? Birefringence or birefringence, we can call it as birefringence. Birefringence is like two different refractions. Birefringence is two different refraction, that from one single material there is refraction in two different directions. Now the question is why? If we talk about this birefringence, it is saying that two different refraction. Two different refraction. Okay. So it is not there in all the different objects. It is found only in some of the special objects. Okay. Only there are certain materials which are showing this properties. Like there are like quartz, mica. They are some of the naturally existing particles which can show this birefringence. They can show this birefringence. So now the question is like how this is happening or how this takes place. Before we go into that, you have to understand one key dimension. There is one thing called as unpolarized light. Unpolarized light. Okay. See, at basic level, you may have seen this part, that this light is basically a electromagnetic waves. This light is a electromagnetic waves. And suppose that if, let us say that this is the direction of motion. This is the direction of motion. Then there is a perpendicular. Like this perpendicular can be in any plane. It can be in this plane, or it can be in 180 degree also, or 90 degree also, or any angle. So you can see here that this image here, there are certain orange color things. There are orange color waves. These are orange color waves. At the same time, you will find that there are certain yellow waves also. Okay. There are certain sky blue, and there are other colors also. So if we talk about one single ray of light, when it is unpolarized, you will find that it has this propagation in perpendicular direction but at different angles. Okay. It can be in one plane, it can be in another plane, it can be in any manner. So that is unpolarized light. It can be going in any manner. But then we have the polarized light, and you can see that only one type of wave is getting outside. Only one type. Now, when this unpolarized light, when this one is passing through mica or quartz, it has got this refraction in two different angles and two different directions. Okay. So what you will find that, like see this part, this light, unpolarized light, it is passing through this medium. And when it is passing through this medium, this is the unpolarized light. When this is passing through this medium, there is one ray which is going in this direction, the another ray is going in another direction. So this unpolarized light is basically getting diverted or getting refracted at different angles. It is getting refracted at the different angles. And this refraction at different angle is called as birefringence. So you have to keep just one thing in mind. What is birefringence? When unpolarized light, when this unpolarized light gets refracted at multiple angle in different direction. So this is what we call as birefringence. Okay, that there are two different light rays getting refracted and they are going in different direction. So this is one of the key term which was there in the newspaper, birefringence. Sometimes in the Hindu or Indian Express, you will find that some of the science terms are explained, and then all of a sudden UPSC asks those questions. Okay, so that's why we are discussing this one term, what is birefringence. Okay, now coming to the next topic, I hope this part is clear. I hope this first part is clear, what is birefringence. Any doubt in this? Okay, fine. Okay, so let's come to the second news article. Now, US has, yes, Shine, you can ask your question. Yes, Shine, you can ask your question, please. You can ask your question. See, whenever you have a question, directly post it here so that I don't have to wait for the question again. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm taking the second topic. You can post your question. I will come back to that later. Okay. Now, here we have this one thing. US hit Yemen. So basically, we have seen that now we have got a new president in United States, and he has started promoting the American interest or the so-called American interest all over the world. And in that series itself, he has started attacking on Yemen because he thinks that Yemen is having the Houthis rebel who are being backed by Iran, and they are destroying or they are targeting the American naval ships which are passing through this area. Okay. So that is one thing. We have seen this location of Yemen in the past also. Okay. There has been attacks in this capital city of Yemen, and you can see this is basically the location of Yemen. This location is basically part of Yemen. Okay. In this part, you can see this is the Red Sea. Here we have the Suez Canal and Suez pipeline. From here, from this Gulf of Aden and Bab al-Mandeb Strait, the American ships or other ships are passing through. And when they are passing through this area, when they are passing through this area, they are being attacked by the Houthi rebels. Okay. So who are Houthis? We have discussed this in past also. When we talk about the Houthis, they are basically rebel group and they are based in Yemen. Okay. What is their main target, or like why they are protesting? They do not want any outside influence in the Arab countries. Okay. So they are against Western influence. They are against the Western influence. They are also against Saudi Arabia. They are also against this Saudi Arabia. And these Houthi rebels, they have occupied a significant territories of Yemen, including the capital Sana'a. Okay. So the capital city of Yemen, Sana'a, is also part of their rebel occupation. Okay. So these terrorist groups, these rebel groups, they have occupied the areas in Yemen also, and they are also attacking the ships which are passing through this area of Bab al-Mandeb Strait, or they are going through this Red Sea to Gulf of Aden. So that's why there is now counter attack. US has attacked on Yemen. US has attacked on the rebel groups in Yemen, and then the Houthis rebels, they have also started attacking the American ships once again in the Red Sea region. Okay. So this is one of the story which is again getting fresh again, time and again. Last year, when Israel was attacking this Iran or other places, then also there was serious what you can say attack by the Houthi rebels from Yemen. Okay. Now again America is targeting the Houthi rebels, and they are also targeting the American naval ships. Okay. So this is one ongoing story in again the Middle East or the West Asia. Okay. Okay. Is okay, there is one question from Shaheen that not able to concentrate. Okay, I will come to this question at the end of the session, Shaheen. And there was another question which was about unpolarized light. Okay. See, there is question: is unpolarized lights multiple waves passing through with different angles? It is not multiple waves. Or yes, it is multiple waves only. There is one wave and the others following it. Okay. So yes, they are all light waves, but they are not in the same plane. The light waves are coming, but they are in different plane. So again, call them as different waves. Okay. So that you can call that they are different waves. Now, so this is the second topic about the map. This is the Yemen region. Remember this part, it is very much famous. This is the Strait of Hormuz here, which is connecting the Persian Gulf with this Arabian Sea. Okay. And here we have this Red Sea, which is connecting the Gulf of Aden. Here we have the Suez Canal. Here we have the Sumaid pipeline. This is the Sinai Peninsula, Jordan, Israel, and everything. We have discussed them multiple times. Okay. So that is one ongoing story about Yemen. We don't have to go into the detail of it. That is not relevant anyhow with your prelims or mains, that what US is doing in Yemen. Okay. We have to just see the map factor, that is more than sufficient. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, this one article is there. Tamil Nadu's mangrove cover has doubled between 2021 to 2024. Now, we will come to this report. We will come to this report that what is happening in Tamil Nadu, like how much increase has been there. But before we go into that, let us revise a little bit about the mangroves. Okay, let us revise a little bit about them. So can you tell me what are the characteristic features? What are the characteristics feature of this mangroves? Can you give me some points here that what are the characteristic features of mangroves? Any idea about this? What are the characteristic features of mangroves? Any idea about this? What are the features of mangroves? They have been frequently there for the examination. I hope even if you go through NCERT or normal current affairs, even in geography, you may have heard about this. Found in marshy area, okay? Anything else? मिट्टी के कटाव को रोकता है, okay? Reduces the soil erosion, fine. Anything else? Anything special about mangroves? Mostly these forests grow on deltaic region, okay? So there is one thing, if we look at their location, that where they are going to be found, we see that they are there in delta or marshy region, delta marshy region or estuaries. There we see that this mangrove is found, okay? Then what is special about them? Coastal protection, okay? See, when we talk about mangroves, they are also evergreen forest. They are evergreen forest with tremendous carbon capture, carbon sequestration potential. They have tremendous carbon sequestration potential. Okay. We will also see this that when we talk about the mangroves, if we talk about the mangroves, they can grow even in saline water. Can grow even in saline water. They can grow even in saline water, and they have this special property. They filter out salt. They filter the salt from water. They filter the salt from water. So that is also their unique property. Okay. Then we will also see that when we are talking about the mangroves, they have dense roots. Okay. Dense roots coverage. Now there is a specialty about their roots. Their roots are not deep into the ground, but rather they are spread over large areas. Okay. So not deep roots. Roots are spread over large areas. Over large areas. So that is also their special properties. That's why they do not get uprooted. They don't get uprooted during storms. So when storms are there, when cyclones are there, they do not get easily uprooted. Why? Their roots are not simply deep into the ground. Their roots are extended over large regions. So that is distributing the pressure. So they have this dense root coverage also. Okay. We see that when we are talking about these mangroves, they have got tiny leaves. Can you tell me why? Tiny leaves. So can you tell me why they have got this tiny leaves? They have got this small or tiny leaves. So why? Why they have got this small tiny leaves? Okay. This property also protects soil erosion. So tell me one thing, why they are having tiny leaves? They are living in an area which is abundant, which has got abundant supply of water, and still what we see that they have got this tiny leaves. So why? They have got enormous water. They are in fact found in the areas where there is like a continuous supply of water. They are found in an area where there is continuous supply of water, and still what we see that they have got this tiny leaves. So what is the region? See, they are getting saline water. They are getting saline water, but they need fresh water. So for obtaining the fresh water, they are doing the filtration of water. Now suppose that if they are filtering the water, they want to save it. Okay. So the main target here is to save the filtered water from transpiration loss. Because filtration requires energy. So they have given certain energy in order to get this filtered water. So now they want to safeguard it. So that's why they are having these tiny leaves. Okay. So that is some of the properties. There is one more thing, special thing about them, viviparous mode of reproduction. What is viviparous mode of reproduction? Like mammals. In case of mammals, what do you see? That suppose if young ones or child is being produced, so they are being safeguarded by the parents for some period of time. Like even if we talk about the human infant lives inside the womb of a mother for almost 9 months and then it comes out. Okay. So that is called as viviparous mode of reproduction. There is oviparous, where some of the animals lay the eggs and from the eggs their child come up, like hen and all, olive ridley turtles and all. So that is called as oviparous mode of reproduction. There is viviparous, where they take care of the baby inside their body itself or on their body itself. So in the mangroves, what happens that suppose this is a mangrove tree. So they start germinating their like plants over here itself. Their plant start germinating on the branch itself, and from here the roots will descend down. The roots will come down. The roots will come down from here and the plant will grow up from here. So this is mode of reproduction is called as viviparous mode of reproduction. So mangroves are following viviparous mode of reproduction. Seed germinate on plant itself. Seed germinate on plant itself. So that is also one of the special property of mangroves. Okay. Now there is a report about this Tamil Nadu mangroves. What is the report? Okay. The report is simply saying that the area under mangrove coverage has increased from near about 4,500 hectare to 9,000 hectare in the last 4 years. Okay. So this is the report, that it has increased from 4,500 hectare in 2021 to 9,000 hectares. Okay. So this new plantations are there and they make up now 40% of the total area. Okay. So this is one of the remarkable thing. That over the last 4 years, they have done new plantation of mangroves, and it is roughly 40% of the total mangrove coverage in Tamil Nadu region. Okay. So that is one of the positive story. This one part you can write is like, what is India's commitment towards climate change? What India is doing for afforestation? So there you can mention this specific data, that in Tamil Nadu, the mangrove coverage has almost doubled in the last 4 years due to new plantation drives. Okay. So this is one significant part which you can use as an example. That is the relevance of it. Otherwise, they will not be asking about Tamil Nadu. Okay. That what is the mangrove coverage in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now, if they ask you, they will ask you this part only, that which state is having the highest mangrove coverage, and I think all of you can tell me that. Which state is having the highest mangrove coverage? Anyone? Which state is having the highest mangrove coverage in India? I think everyone can tell that part. And second highest? Highest is very much common. I think everyone knows that. Which state is having the second highest coverage of mangroves in India? Highest is like very simple. Ritu is saying West Bengal. Surajit is also saying West Bengal. Okay. Prachi Sharma, West Bengal. Okay. And which one is the second largest? Like which state has got the second highest amount of mangrove coverage? That is the question. Second highest. West Bengal everyone knows because Sundarbans are quite famous. Sundarbans are in fact the single largest patch of mangroves in the entire world. Indonesia is having the largest coverage of mangroves. But if we talk about single largest patch of forest in the entire world of mangroves, that is Sundarbans. Okay. That is correct, Sitesh Saurabh. First we have the Sundarbans and then we have Gujarat. Not Andhra Pradesh, it is Gujarat. Gujarat is having the second highest area under the mangroves. Okay. Gujarat is one such area which is like having a very long coastal area, and they are getting this extensive mangrove coverage also there. So this is why we have Gujarat as the second highest coverage for mangroves. Now, there is another important factor here in this news article itself. There is a cause of concern in Tamil Nadu. Okay. There is a cause of concern in Tamil Nadu, and that is about Prosopis juliflora. This Prosopis juliflora is also called as Vilayati kekar or Vilayati babool. Okay. It is also sometimes called a jungli kekar. So that is Prosopis juliflora. It is not touch me not plant. It is not the touch me not plant. It is a woody plant. It is a woody plant and it spreads at an enormous rate. It has this very strong resistance towards adverse climatic condition. Okay. So this is Prosopis juliflora. This is an alien invasive species. This is an alien invasive species, and you will find that it is one of the most dominant. It is one of the most dominant. Like after this lantana camera, you will find this Prosopis juliflora is one of the most dominant invasive species in most of the national parks or forests of India. So that is also very much famous, and even in Tamil Nadu, it is creating a cause of concern for the local mangrove vegetation. Okay. So this is also one name which was there in the newspaper. Now, coming to the next article, Chandrayaan 5. So we have got this official information. Now it has been made official that we are going to have Chandrayaan 5 also. So before we go into the details of Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3, let us talk a little bit about this Chandrayaan 5, that what has been said. Okay. Chandrayaan 5, it will carry a 250 kg rover. When Chandrayaan 3 was sent, Chandrayaan 3 was having this Pragyan rover which was just walking or which was being driven on the surface of the moon. So that was a 25 kg rover. Now we are planning to have a 250 kg rover on the surface of moon. Means it will be a much more extensive vehicle. Okay. This is going to be a much more vehicle, much more extensive, much more elaborate vehicle with many of such options. Okay. This mission Chandrayaan 5, it will be done in association with Japan. This will be launched in association with Japan. Okay. So we are going to have collaboration here. We are going to have collaboration here with JAXA, Japanese Aerospace Agency. Okay. So we are going to have collaboration with them. And like all other details that when this will be launched and all, they will come in future. Okay. But we are having this one more update, Chandrayaan 4. Chandrayaan 4. This will be launched in 2027. In 2027. And what will be the aim of it? To bring back samples. This will aim to bring back samples from moon. It aims to bring back samples from moon. That is the target of Chandrayaan 4. For Chandrayaan 5, the date has not been announced yet, but yes, near about 2030-31 when we will have this mission. Okay. So that is Chandrayaan 5. Okay. But before, like, they will not ask you about Chandrayaan 5. They can ask you about Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3. So tell me one unique feature of each of them. What was special in Chandrayaan 1? What was special in Chandrayaan 2? And what was there in Chandrayaan 3? So, tell me about Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3. What was there in Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3? Any idea about this? Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3? What was special there? See, let me give you a glimpse of it. When we are talking about Chandrayaan 1, this was launched in 2008. It was India's first lunar probe. Okay. It was the first lunar probe of India. What we see that it discovered the water molecules on the moon surface using this moon mineralogy mapper M3. Okay. Moon mineralogy mapper was there. So it discovered the water molecules on the surface of moon. Then we see that it provided high resolution images and mapped the lunar surface. Okay. It also confirmed the presence of hydroxyl and water ice in permanently shadowed craters. So it has given us indication that okay, there is presence of water on the moon. Okay. This was confirmed by the Chandrayaan 2. Okay. So Chandrayaan 2 was having orbiter, lander and rover. This rover Pragyan was not, it didn't get that soft landing. Instead, it has got that crash landing. Okay. So what we see that it has got this orbiter, lander Vikram and rover Pragyan. Okay. This orbiter, you can see this part, it was launched in 2019 and it is still functional. This orbiter which was launched in 2019, this is 2025 and it is still functional there. So that is the speciality about it. It provided high resolution images of the moon surface. Now, this mission also confirmed the presence of water ice and studied the exosphere of the moon. Okay. So it has confirmed the first study, like first we have seen that there is presence of water. Now that was confirmed again by Chandrayaan 2. Then we see that it is using this synthetic aperture radar to analyze subsurface water distribution, etc. etc. Okay. Now, Chandrayaan 3. So it has got this soft landing near the moon's south pole. India was the fourth country to reach to the surface of moon after US, Russia and China, and the first country to reach near the south pole. After US, Russia and China, we were the fourth country to reach on the surface of moon and the first country to reach near the south pole of the moon. Okay. So that was Chandrayaan 3. Then we have detected sulfur, aluminium, iron and oxygen in lunar soil. So that is the major part which you can see. Sulfur, aluminium, iron and oxygen, they have been detected in the lunar soil. And at the same time, there is also seismic activity, like we have earthquakes and all. So seismic activity has also been confirmed on the moon surface. Okay. So that is also one part. It is also studying the thermal properties and even demonstrated this landing technology. So that was the aim of Chandrayaan 3. Now Chandrayaan 4 aims to collect back the samples from there, and Chandrayaan 5 will be having a heavy rover of 250 kg in association with Japan. So that is the mission of India towards moon. Okay. Chandrayaan 1 to Chandrayaan 5. We started with simple saying that okay, Chandrama is having some water. We confirmed it. Now we have studied the presence of different things over there. We have seen iron, sulfur, aluminium and other content also there. Now the next move is to bring back the samples from the surface of moon. So that will be done in 2027. Okay. Now, so that is one another article, Chandrayaan 5. Okay. Can you please tell KGS team to start science and tech and environment classes ASAP? Okay, I will inform that to team Ashutosh. I will inform that to team. Okay. Now, coming to this part, India and New Zealand relations. Okay. So this is one of the article which we are getting here. India and New Zealand. After a very long period of time, we have got anything about New Zealand. Okay. So let us just talk a little bit about this. That what is the trade amount? What is the trade amount and what is the different aspects of India-New Zealand relations? Let's talk a little bit about this. Okay. So what is the trade? If we talk about trade here, it is equal to, this is equal to $957 million. Okay. 957 million. So that is the trade of India with New Zealand. And of course, we enjoy this trade surplus. With New Zealand, we are having this trade surplus. Our major item of exports are like pharmaceutical, textiles, machineries. Whereas from them, we get the dairy products, we get the fruit products, wood products, etc. So that is the major item of import from New Zealand. Dairy, wood product, food product. And from India, it is machinery, it is textiles, it is pharmaceuticals. Okay. Then on the other part, if we talk about the diaspora, it is approximately 3 lakh people. Approximately 3 lakh people. Okay. Or to be exact, 2,92,000 people, Indians in New Zealand. Now this 2,92,000, it may seem a smaller number, but it is in fact 5.8% of total population. This is 5.8% of total population of New Zealand. So in that sense, it is a considerable number. It is almost 6% of the population of New Zealand. Okay. So you can see that Indians are like if we talk about India also, we have got different religion, different tradition. So what we see that in India, there are certain religious groups having less than 2% members or 4% population. Here, Indians are forming 6% population of New Zealand. So that is a significant number. In fact, among the Asians also, Indian origin people are having the largest number in New Zealand again. Okay. Then, what is the cooperation? What is the area of cooperation? Okay. We are having this cooperation in maritime sector a little bit. Okay. Maritime and defense cooperation. Maritime and defense cooperation. But there is no such a strategic cooperation as such. Like with Australia, we are having the Quad. With Australia, we are having the Quad. But with New Zealand, we are not having any such thing. Why? New Zealand itself is a passive country. New Zealand is not getting engaged in the geopolitics. New Zealand is not getting involved in anything. Okay. So this is one part. Like we cooperate sometimes, we have dialogues on defense and everything, on counter-terrorism and all, but nothing significant. New Zealand is like, okay, let it be. Okay. They don't care about what's happening in the world that much. They think that, okay, we are happy here. We have our cattle, we have our poultry farms, we have our dairy products. Let's live life happily. No need to get involved in any geopolitics. Okay. Now, there is one thing where we have cooperation. We have one thing called as cricket. So there was a recent cooperation. I think all of you are aware about that. We have a recent cooperation in this cricket match. Okay. We have recently met them. I think you may have heard about one of the very important players. One of the very important player in New Zealand team. His name is Rachin Ravindra, I guess. Okay. So, do you know about him or not? Like he is having a very different name, Rachin Ravindra. So do you know about him or not? Like what's so special in his name? The speciality, there is a speciality in the name itself, Rachin Ravindra. Any idea about this? Basically, he has been named after two of the legend Indian cricketers. No, it is not just an Indian name. It is not just an Indian name. This is basically two names. One is so his name is a combo of his name is basically a combo of two Indian players. Okay, so his father was a fan of the Indian cricketers, so he has named him after this two Indian cricketers, Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, so after his name has got this combination, Rachin Ravindra. Okay, so that is a speciality about his name. So from here you can imagine that there is cricket. It acts as a unifying factor. Okay, this acts as a unifying factor. This acts as one of the unifying factor. So that's why this cricket is one of the main thing here. Okay. Plus celebration of Indian festivals. Celebration of Indian festivals in New Zealand. Like we have the Holi celebration there, Deepavali celebration there. Okay. So these festivals are also being celebrated there. There is also a significant number of tourists which are going there. Now they are also investing in green energy in India. Okay. So there is investment in green energy. Investment in green energy. In green energy. And even you will find that there is this tourism sector. We have got around 80,000 80,000 Indians go New Zealand and around 35,000 come India. So we have got a significant number of tourists also which are coming from New Zealand to India, or around 80,000 going from India to New Zealand. Okay. So New Zealand, yes, that's why we can see that we have this celebration of Deepavali, Holi and other things in New Zealand also. Okay. Now, what is the challenge? What is one of the major challenge? Like, no trade deals for a long time. We have not been able to get that trade deal for a long time. Why there is a challenge? For New Zealand, if we talk about the New Zealand, their major export, if you look at this, that is agri products, agri and dairy. And from here itself you can understand that why they are having this challenge in India. Whenever there is an import of agri products or dairy products from outside in India, there is going to be high tariff, because we are dependent on agriculture. A huge population of India is dependent on agriculture, and if we reduce the import duties and all, this will be disastrous for our farmers. Okay. So balancing this part is again one of the major challenge. Okay. Second thing is, New Zealand as a passive player. So New Zealand is not engaging much in geopolitics. They are not engaging much in geopolitics like Australia is getting engaged or others are getting engaged, but they are not engaging much. There is another part. There is New Zealand having very strong trade relations with China. So New Zealand is having very strong trade relations with China. They are one of the major import or export destination in China again. Okay. So that is why they have this like distance from India also. But now we have seen that there is changing times, there is changing scenario, and in that changing scenario, we are seeing that there is a shift in the policy of New Zealand again. We are having revival of the trade talks between India and New Zealand. Okay. So that comes again as a optimism for us also, for New Zealand also. Okay. So that will be all for today. We have discussed these 5 topics. Okay. So first we have discussed about birefringence. Then we have also discussed about these Tamil Nadu mangrove covers also. We have discussed about this India-New Zealand relations also. Then we have discussed about Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and mapping related thing about US and Yemen. Okay. Now there was this one question about the lack of concentration, correct? So there is one simple thing. When you are having lack of concentration, there are 2 things which you can try. Okay. First, like wherever you are having your study table or anything, try to write certain things which gives you that motivation. Like you can write why you have started this preparation, why you have started this journey and all. So that is one thing which you can write on the on some cardboard, on some sticker. You can write it there that why you have started this preparation, what was the motivation factor, why you have started it on the first day itself. So that is one thing. Second thing is, sometimes of course there are a lot of challenges going on because of which you are not able to concentrate. So then again you can do a little bit of meditation, yoga or other things. So that also helps in bringing back the focus. In fact, you will find that when you are doing some exercise on regular basis, even normal physical exercise also on regular basis, you will be able to concentrate more on the studies. Yeah. So don't think this like that when I'm going for any workout or any yoga or meditation, I am losing time. No, you are not losing time. Instead, you will get more quality time. So try doing that and you will see the result, that it will give you more focus. It will give you more concentration and all. It will take some time, like 1 week, and then you will find more and more concentration towards something. Because when